Macros should be an integral part of your DiGiCo SD workflow, providing shortcuts and fast access to common functions. In this two-part, in-depth video, we're going to fire through some of the possibilities and demonstrate a few of our favourites. So, macro tip 1. You can program macros to control almost any setting or parameter on the console, building sequences of changes that are applied to specific or ranges of channels. But when specifying channel numbers in the macro editor, try using the asterisk instead of a channel number. Now when you fire the macro, it will apply the settings to the last selected channel. So you could build a macro that flatten EQ and set the fader to off. Then just touch any channel and fire the macro. Macro 2, the toggle function. We see lots of customers using the toggle function in the macro editor, and it does exactly that, toggles the state of a switch or a setting. But if programmed like this, the macro button doesn't reflect the state of the setting. We prefer to use the on and the off functions. This gives each macro button two actions. The on action is fired with the first press, and the off action is fired on the second press. You know exactly what's going to happen when you fire the macro, and you can see the state of the parameter on the macro button itself. Handy visual feedback if the channel or function being changed is not visible on the work surface. Next, macro tip 3. On the bigger SD consoles with full LCD buttons, you can label your macros with whatever text you like. But did you know that using a comma acts as a carriage return? The LCD buttons support up to 3 lines of text to accommodate a proper description of the macro function. And finally, for part 1, macro tip 4, set spill. Sets allow us to predefine groups or sets of channels so that we can easily access them at any point in the show. Spilling a set brings those channels together on the work surface in a single temporary bank of faders. The set spill panel has a quick assign function which allows us to put these on macro buttons directly from the set spill panel, giving you fast access to all your important channels. Look out on YouTube for part 2 of this macro video and other SD range in-depth videos.